Hey, what up? It's Jarv. You're watching Hip Hop Made Me Do It with DJ Toasty Z. Exclusive. The hottest hip hop and R&B. All right. Cheers.
The goddamn slack jaw. Keep your ass above the asphalt. How many times I gotta pass y'all? Hats off to who you know it's me. The bro with the poetry. Even told them see. I ain't all the before we grind. What was me? Throwing these. Don't let me roll. Pissing with blowing these. Go and see. Notice you think you got the potency to roll with me. Or you know you won't get broke if you don't know. You need to grab the microphone. You grab your clothes or me needs. Hey, who's he's weak. The soul in the boiler room. All to the beat. And the flow since I'm beating. Some low, please believe it. Zoom down the boom box. And the niggas trying to break. My mama called me Nate. I walked out the hospital and bought a can of paint. Ever since that day, nothing's been the same. You can't be ready. I can pour the mic to you and I can tell you. Mentally, I'm better than everyone. Never met anyone tell me different. I'm
DJ Toasty Z, Hip Hop Made Me Do It. You already know. We're live at the Hawks and Reed Center. We're chilling with Jarv. He opened up the show tonight, killed it.
Yeah, well, debatable.
No, not debatable, not at all. So yeah, the first time we actually met was at the RA, the Rugged Man show. You opened it up, and I remember you came out on stage, and normally there's a bunch of openers, and you're just like, oh, get through the openers so you can see the guy you're there to see.
Yeah.
But I just remember you came out with these fast flows, and you were just killing it. I was like, you know, it was a pleasant surprise to see a dope MC rock the mic.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So first of all, like I said, we're out in Greenfield, out in Western Mass. Have you been out in this area a bit at all, or?
Well, my step-grandmother actually lived here.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I've been here when I was like younger, but only like for family things. You know, I never partied.
For sure. Now, I'm also curious how you like originally connected with RA, and like I know you did that whole tour with him.
Yeah, it was. I did the definition of a rap flow contest, and I got like in the top 10, I think, somewhere. And he hit me up on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, I saw your entry. That was dope. Like, props." And then I hit him back like, "Whoa, dude!" And then he like didn't respond. Yeah, he didn't respond. I fanned out a little bit, and then a couple months later, I put out another video called Escargot, and he like shared that shit on his page and stuff, and then he's after that he was like, "Yo, you should come to my spot in New York City and like film a little rhyme for my YouTube channel."
For sure.
So that was my first time getting to New York City. That was dope, and I got to meet. Yo, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. So yeah, that was the first time I met RA, and then after that, he was like, "Oh, I'm doing this little tour down the East Coast. If you want to come along," did that, and then we toured across country and stuff. But yeah. So that contest
for sure, yeah. And what I think is dope about like people like RA and like they, you know, these underground artists, like RA is always gonna show love to like anyone that he thinks is dope. And
yeah, for sure, and that's like what it's all about, because so many people just won't fuck with you if you don't have a huge fan base. Yeah, it's like how are you gonna get that? You know what I mean? Without if people don't, you know.
Definitely.
You gotta help the little guys. And that's why he's the OG. He's like the legend.
And I remember I was like, "Oh, are you done to do an interview at the show?" He's like, "Yeah." And then like he's like, "Oh, I totally forgot. I feel so bad. Like that was so rude of me." I was like, "No, it's fine. We'll make it work." We did it at the diner. Like it was more memorable. And it's like you forget that like underground rappers, especially underground rappers that have just built themselves off of like really connecting with their fans. They're just regular dudes that, you know, super humble, super great.
For sure.
You're like I said, you're from Vermont, and you know when I think of Vermont, I don't necessarily think of hip hop, you know. But I'm curious. What is there a hip hop scene in Vermont, and how would you describe it?
Yeah, there is kind of, but it's like super spread out, you know, and like there are some dudes who are really, really dope.
For sure.
Who, you know, don't get what they deserve or whatever, and then there's a lot of people who aren't dope at all. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But that's kind of like hip hop everywhere to me. You know, I mean, I played shows in a lot of places and seen a lot of like terrible rappers. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But there's always the gems. But I could name you like quite a few dudes from Vermont who are like pretty sick with it, you know, and like sick DJs and b-boys and stuff.
Definitely.
Like it's weird, man. It's
For
cool.
sure.
It's
and
cool.
and like I said, Vermont's not necessarily known for its hip hop. So I'm curious,
not
like,
at all.
how'd you get into hip hop and rapping?
Well, when I was a little kid, when I was in like probably 2nd or 3rd grade, my sister, it was like the Napster days, and they used to make like mix CDs, and I had this mix CD with like Wu-Tang and like fucking, it had 2 Live Crew Hoochie Mama on it, and I used to like rap along to that in my bedroom, like, big booty hoes, like, and yeah, just kind of like from there, and then I remember writing rhymes in like 5th grade that were like you know, I was like some G shit. Thinking I was hard, like it's like, dude, you live in the woods, but
For sure.
But middle school, I got into like punk rock and shit. And through that, I found like more underground hip hop. So I don't know, you know, because it kind of like tied in, you know.
That's what's so dope. But I think a lot of the people out here, like the Dark World kids, like Lucas, who's headlining the show, they started off as like punk kids and doing their punk shit. So
That's cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I like that shit.
For sure. And also, when I think of you, like, I think your signature of like how you rap is just that super fast flows. Is that something that you've always tried to perfect, or like, how did you come about like just learning that you could do that? So, you know.
Well, I had, like I said, on those mix CDs, I had Busta Rhymes' "Break Your Neck" was on one of them.
Yeah.
And I don't think I knew all the words when I was a little kid, but I'd be like, and I'd just be like, just kind of like gibberish, like going along with it. So that was like the first thing. And then I also like play guitar and shit. And I remember I learned this song called Classics of Love by this group Common Rider, who was like a branch off of Operation Ivy. And I used to like play some Operation Ivy shit too, and that's like fast, like ska, and he's like they're like kind of like rapping in a way, you know, like fast, like really fast shit. And I think that's just kind of where I started, but it's never been something that I'm like, this is what I want to do. I think it's just something that like I always want to do. Like, I have my songs where I do like the for a long time, just because like I do them live every time, just because like the crowds are usually always just like, oh
they're like, oh, you're super dope, and then you go into that and they're like, oh,
but like that doesn't like eventually I'm gonna like not want to be like known as just like the fast you're the fast rapper guy.
Because a lot of times you can be pigeonholed like, oh, there's people that put YouTube videos up like this many words in a minute or something.
It's like, dude, it's not a novelty, you know what I mean? Just make good music. But
for sure. That's awesome. And I think one of the like most noticeable characteristics of you is your hair. I'm curious because I used to have hair. My hair, I think when I first met you, it was in a bun, but it was about that length. I'm curious, how long have you been growing out your hair for?
Oh man, I shaved my head like 4 or 5 years ago. And it's been growing since then. I've gotten like a trim once or twice. I got a trim twice. I need to get another though. I have like some split ends, but
for sure. I think at that point, as long as I think my hair was like down to here, and I was like, all right, it's been 2 years.
It's a pain in the ass though, dude. It sucks sometimes. Sometimes I really want to cut it.
Yeah.
Something I want to do someday. I want to make like a jazz album.
For sure.
With like hip hop shit, but like covers, like just jazz standards. But like with like bass and drum breaks and shit.
Yeah.
But I want to like, that's the time where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll cut my hair then, and I'll like classy like Sinatra, like fucking, you know.
So the hair is here to stay for a while.
For a while, yeah, it's here to stay.
For sure. Yeah. And I also stumbled upon some of your stuff. I guess you used to. I guess you're still in a maiden voyage. You and a couple buddies. Yeah. Is that how you first started getting into hip hop? And rapping?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It's the thing with Maiden Voyage. We don't have like anything really like substantial online right now.
Yeah, I saw like some like funny stuff from back in the day, like pink suits and rapping in your boxers and shit.
Yeah, that shit is funny as hell. That shit is crazy.
Some more goofy shit.
Yeah, it's very goofy shit, but that's usually what we stick to is like dumb, like funny shit. Like when we do shows a lot. Like I'm doing a show with them tomorrow night in my town.
Awesome.
And but yeah, we have a lot of shit recorded, but we need to get more recorded and like polished. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Before we like post the shit and we need to make some videos and stuff. because people know about, like, they always see Maiden Boys, but they're like, fuck, like, what is that, you know?
sure.
And I'm like, oh, you know, it's my crew, my friends, but we don't have anything for you to listen to, so just know we exist, I guess.
For sure. And I'm also curious, like, after going on that tour and coming back to Windsor and performing, like, what was the reception like? Was there a noticeable difference? Did you feel like...
Well, like, since... I think it's just being affiliated with, like, RA in general. Like, people just, like, in Vermont and stuff, like, know me through that. Like, because, like, yo, I saw you on RA's podcast or whatever. And, like, people, like, you know, just know me because of that shit. But they're, like, at least, like, in my town, it hasn't really changed. You know what I mean? People have, for the most part, been, like, pretty supportive of me, like, since from the beginning, you know?
That's awesome.
It definitely helps, obviously. It's like, oh, this, like, it's like a good cosign where people are like, oh, he likes it? I'd have to like it now, you know?
Yeah, for
if
sure.
He likes it, I must.
Yeah, there's... What up? Shout out Weird Dane, you already know. Our interview's coming soon.
I like that.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot, Tor. Go to the other dates, you already know.
Hey.
What was I saying? All right, the Rugged Man...
Has it changed?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, like, everyone has that thing where they're like, oh, yeah, I did that rap, I don't know what I was about to say there. We're just going to move on to the next question.
Hey.
You got me tripping up, Weird Dane.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Exactly. Except fuck Bill O'Reilly.
Yes.
And I also noticed that you have a lot of skating videos on, like, social media and stuff. I'm curious, like, how'd you get into skating? I think that, like, skating and streetwear and hip hop have kind of, like, become these intertwined worlds. But I'm curious. Like,
I've been skating since I was in, like, 6th grade. I don't know. That's what, like, I started skating, and then when I was in 6th grade, and then I was like, I remember watching MTV one day, and Chameleonaire Riding Dirty was on, and it was like, that was the shit at that time, and I was I was just kind of like, I don't like this anymore. and then I just, like, stopped listening to hip-hop for, like, 7th and kind of 8th grade, and I was only listening to, like, Misfits and, like, Dead Kennedys and stuff, and then...
For sure.
And then I was with my sister, and she had the CD of 3 Feet High and Rising by De La Soul, and she played it, and I'd never heard it before, and I was like, holy fuck, what the fuck is this? I was like, I've never heard anything like this in my entire life, and I remember thinking, like, this would be so sick in a skate video, like Plug Tune, and I was like, dude, this should be in a skate video, and then I was like, that made me realize that there's a whole world of, like, hip-hop that I didn't know, and
for sure.
And then right at that time, I got the internet, and I'm like, YouTube, and I was like, I just, like, went crazy, and then started listening to, like, Tribe and shit. So.
For sure. And the last question I have, just to finish up, I'm curious, like, do you have any upcoming projects? What do you got in the works? What can we expect from you in the future?
Well, I put Jarvage Volume 1 out, like, a while back, and then the Boiler Room, and then I got Jarvage Volume 2 coming out pretty soon, within a couple months, easily.
All right, awesome.
Easily. And then another album, which is, like, basically almost done too, but I need to just wait to put it out and sit on it for a while, and then I have songs for the next thing. I'm just like, I get ahead of myself.
For sure. But I know Lucas has, like, 4 projects lined up before he's put them out, and he's just like, all right, this song works on this project, and he's just like, you know I'm a psycho. I'm talking about plans to, like, of a hairstyle I'm gonna have years from now. I'm like, when I make this jazz album, I'm gonna cut my hair this way. It's like, you're a fucking lunatic. For sure.
I'm a planner.
All right, once again, Jarv, DJ Toasty Z, you already know. Hip Hop Made Me Do It. We're live, Greenfield, Mass.
Yeah, Greenfield.
Peace.
Get back, never come a wax smack, and these average cats.